Have you or anyone you know of ever received a notification that one of your accounts was logged into from a random place? If so, it may be possible you've been victim of an account takeover scam, and this is a video you need to watch. What's good, YouTube? Infamous Ghost Money here, and today we're going to be talking about account takeover fraud, what it is, how it works, and how to defend against it. As always, if you find value in this video, hit that like button because it'll really help out the channel, and also subscribe to the channel if you want to add some quality content to your YouTube timeline. My channel is all about raising fraud awareness and helping you stay one step ahead of these scammers. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So what is account takeover fraud? Account takeover fraud, or ATO for short, happens when a cyber criminal gains access to a victim's login credentials and proceeds to steal, switch around information to carry out larger schemes, or attempts to mimic the individual in an attempt to steal from others. Account takeovers are extremely common nowadays for two main reasons. First, many of the services we use day to day are all tied to online accounts. Things such as Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Uber, and many more are all accounts scammers would love to get their hands on to steal your money, so they work really hard to get access to your information. Secondly, many major companies have leaks and data breaches that expose millions of people's personal data on a daily basis. The Identity Theft Research Center recently reported the number of data breaches so far this year has already surpassed the number in 2020 by 17%, and this could be a record-breaking year for data compromises. Other common ways scammers steal information is through phishing and spoofing, social manipulation, and buying it from insiders who have access to personal data. Once hackers get this information, they proceed to sell it on shady forums and mainly the dark web. And once it's sold, that's where credential stuffing comes in. Credential stuffing, put simply, is when scammers use bots to test online credentials at a massive scale in an attempt to take advantage of the fact that people usually use the same username and password information for multiple websites. Here's a simple breakdown of how a credential stuffing bot will work. First, a hacker gets a list of, let's say, 1,000 stolen usernames and passwords for Amazon.com. The hacker would then load this data into a bot that will test this list of credentials against Amazon.com automatically. To take it a step further, the bot will also test that data on major bank websites and other popular services that contain consumer information. Once the bot has completed the tests, it'll spit out the results of which credentials are correct and to which services. Many companies attempt to put measures in place to fight against credential stuffing bots, but the bots continue to evolve and find ways around these securities. So in this video, I'm going to speak about the most common account takeovers I'm aware of, which are first, bank account takeovers, second, cell phone account takeovers, and third, email account takeovers. I want to go over what scammers typically do when they take over these accounts and how you could defend against it. Bank account takeovers are typically the most dangerous for obvious reasons. The scammer will have direct access to your hard-earned money. Once a scammer successfully logs into your account, they will proceed to switch around your information, such as your email and phone number, so they can have all alerts and messages be routed directly to them. They may also switch around your mailing address or set a temporary address and reissue debit cards so they can go on shopping sprees using your money. Additionally, scammers can open new accounts through your online banking to launder money and run other schemes through. They can also attempt to open lines of credit and credit cards in your name, which will destroy your credit. And of course, they could use many of the person-to-person transfer services such as Zelle or Cash App to funnel money right out of your account directly to their own. The best way I know to defend against bank account takeovers is pretty simple. First, if you get notified from your bank about a data breach, immediately change your online banking information, and while you're at it, if you use similar information for other sites, change that as well too. Make a point to not use the same credentials for multiple websites to avoid credential stuffing bots. And secondly, make sure you have bank account alerts set up and make sure you are actually looking at them when you receive it. Usually when your information is changed, you will receive an email or a text alert from your bank. But this can also be a method that a scammer uses to phish your information, so never click on random links. Log into your bank account directly through the actual website and check your alert messages through there. Cell phone account takeovers are extremely dangerous because it allows scammers to get through two-factor authentication, or 2FA for short. 2FA is a security measure that requires a user to input an additional security code, which is usually sent through text in addition to logging in with a username and password. This extra layer of security is set to protect against account takeovers, so if a scammer has access to your cell phone number, they can easily get access to nearly all your accounts. Another name for a cell phone account takeover is SIM swap fraud, because with a cell phone account takeover, the scammer needs to port your number over to their own device. The best ways that I know to defend against a cell phone account takeover is, first, reach out to your phone provider and find out what protections do they provide against SIM swap fraud. A common defense against SIM swap fraud is setting a security code or a security word with your phone provider that must be given before any changes can be made on your account. Second, you could request your phone provider give a call to a designated secondary phone number for someone you trust who they must reach out to before any SIM card changes are done. By adding this extra layer of security, it will make it challenging to take over your number by having this secondary level of approval. Finally, email account takeovers are probably one of the most dangerous account takeovers out there, especially if you're an individual in a financial position or a business owner. When a scammer is able to take over your email, they're able to see all your personal emails, which will also give them a clear idea of what bank accounts and services you are signed up to, allowing them to attempt to reset your login information. Also, with an email account takeover, scammers may be able to retrieve your personal records and pictures and use that as a form of blackmail to extort you out of your money. If you are someone who's in a position of leadership or a financial position or a business owner, a scammer can attempt to trick people in your contact list to send money out of accounts and authorize purchases under the disguise that it's you. This type of scam is also known as a business email compromise scam, which is one of the most costly fraud methods on records, coming in at $1.8 billion in losses in 2020. The best way I know to defend against email account takeovers are, first, always make sure you have 2FA set up on all your email accounts. As mentioned with cell phone account takeovers, 2FA will make it very difficult for scammers to log into your accounts or change your information without you knowing about it. Second, always use a complex and different password for your email accounts, and even consider having a separate email that is only attached to your important accounts. By having this designated email address, it should remain clutter-free, and it will be blatantly obvious if something fishy is going on, because you might start seeing spam and other random junk mail popping up in your inbox, which is an easy red flag. Lastly, if you're in a financial position or a business owner, consider encrypting your emails so it'll be very clear to others if your email account is taken over and emails are sent to your contacts. You should also consider training your staff on common phishing and account takeover techniques and set specific processes in place whenever financial requests are sent. So if the process is broken, that would be a red flag that something suspicious is going on. Account takeovers are very dangerous, so being aware of these methods and how to stay ahead of them are extremely important. But that's all I got for you guys today, so if you found value in this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel in order to continue receiving my content on these common scams and fraud techniques. Also, leave a comment if you or anyone you know has ever been a victim of an account takeover. So with that being said, peace.